Alright chat, welcome back to Marbles. Do I have to do the intro every time? You all know how to play Marbles. I don't have to explain it. Type exclamation mark play. Do it! You don't know how to marble. Exclamation mark play, or else! Oh, Swampy's still making noises. I haven't closed this yet. Shut up, Swampy! You have your emote from last time? Are we still doing emotes? What was your emote suggestion? Oh, where? Can you link it? How does this work? You are one of the marbles, and they just go down a track and you hope your marble wins. And they make very loud vroom sounds, that's very realistic. Y'all, everyone has been so loud today. I swear. The door slammed, someone literally drove by going, woo! What's going on with people recently? Everyone's just excited about Pride Month. I get it. Well, the bombs was just the game being loud. The first time that happened made me laugh so much. It's so unexpected. I hope that got clipped. Also, I hope y'all appreciated the Zord edit of the explosion. The corny exploding. It turned out really well. I like how you were all kind of in on that bit, because like me describing how to do it during the stream. It's funny. I was thinking it might be fun to do like a Kirby Superstar randomizer. I don't really know what you have to do in that, but I had that game. I had Superstar Ultra on the DS, and I love that game. And apparently there's an Archipelago for that, so I think that could be fun. I might do some other game randomizers soon. We haven't done some in a while. I want to do Pseudo Regalia too. I think it's good timing after Tomodachi to do that. So what I'm probably gonna do is like take a week off, and then we'll be doing some new stuff, and also working towards finishing Where's My Water, which is gonna probably be like at least like a 5 or 6 part stream game. It's gonna be a long one. Not as long as Bad Piggies. I'll say that. Bad Piggies would have been still like 10 times longer if I finished that game. Lower the default Great Cave offensive goal. But It's Great Cave Offensive. That's the Metroidvania, pretty much. I don't really remember everything about that game. GG Slibot, the best abnormal Fazio webmaster in Hey It's May. Oh, did you post the emote, by the way? You did. Oh, it's doing that thing where it doesn't load. There you go. Okay, we can add this. Also, was that someone added a Buck Bumble? Oh, it's Buck Bumble from from Tomodachi. That's good. Too bad I can't play the song. You just have to have the... Just imagine the floor squeaking. Grass is like... I think it's so hard to see. It's still good though. The shoe squeaking. I was actually worried because there was this other meme. Like, I took the sound of the shoe squeaking from another meme of like, there was someone dancing and they played that sound effect. And I was like, this person could claim me for the shoe squeaks. And I was like worried about it. But I guess they didn't do that. Like, I'm so anxious about that with freaking YouTube nowadays. Because I've gotten claimed for a wind sound effect. A wind sound effect in Rain World Watcher. Got freaking claimed. It was so stupid. I don't trust anything. You can literally, I could play like a sound effect. I could get like a sound effect, a stock sound that everyone uses. And then use some like shady website to claim that I own it. And then I can now strike everyone who uses the stock sound effect. It's so stupid. Or you sample it in your song and then... I think that's what it was. It was like someone sampled the wind sound in their song and claimed their song. And it was like, this song is playing at this timestamp, and then I click on it and it's just wind. Like, oh, that's some really experimental music you got there. What? Oh, there's a portal. Also, I can't see shit on this map. What the? It's like a cat boy? It's weird though, because the original low TE video on my main channel never got claimed. And I don't really understand why. It still never got claimed. Every time I use that song now, it gets claimed. But the low TE video is immune to that, and I don't know why. I'm definitely not complaining. But it never... I play the song in its entirety in that video and it was fine. Or, you know, like the edited low TE second run is what I'm trying to say. The original one was the Birds one. but that video just never got claimed. I don't know why. I can't play the song in any new videos, but that one's fine. And it's not... I don't think it's because I uploaded it earlier, because I'm pretty sure the VODs, which were uploaded even earlier than that, got claimed. So I don't even know. My main channel is just immune to copyright or something, but I don't want to push that. The VODs channel gets claimed all the time. Like, normally I'd be like, oh, it didn't get claimed because it's like cut up and I'm talking over it and shit, but in that video it's I just play the whole song with no other sounds. I guess there's like... I did add in the Essence sound a couple times, but that... I don't think that would affect that too much. But yeah, that is why Omnom and Buck Bumble were part of Copyright Hell. It's because I wouldn't fight back for VODs. I thought it was just all automatic. That's what I thought. I don't think they're like selectively picking things. GG's best of normal, Badzio, Hatesvey, Key, and Draconic Spectres. Also, I was thinking the other day of how stupid this is, and how it was annoying me. So, you know how YouTube does this thing where on the phone app, when you see videos on your feed, a lot of the times it's like there's an AI summary underneath it explaining the video. Which, like, why? I don't want that. But it registered to me like how it's even stupider than I was thinking, because I'm just like, oh, AI annoying, I don't like AI. But I literally write my own descriptions describing the video. I describe the video in my descriptions, and you're not putting my own description there. You're putting an AI summary. Just put my description. Just put my description. I wrote that. I describe it already. You don't need to do it yourself. It was like, I had a realization. I'm like, why don't they put the description there? And I guess it's maybe because like a lot of people just put like the only thing in their description is their links to the socials and shit. But like, give me the option to summarize it myself. That's what I do in the videos, in my descriptions. I do like a little summary, and then I do my socials. So you're like using up our water supply to do something I already did, and then only putting that instead of mine. I just thought it was really silly and dumb. I don't think there's a way to disable it. I can check, but I think I've disabled every possible thing that's AI. But they're always adding more stuff, so I might be behind on that. I always try to turn off all those settings. AI can summarize things. I'm so glad AI summarizes things that were already summarized. It's such a good use of technology. You have to read twice as much. It probably makes shit up too, yeah. It also always says it in the exact same way. Like, let me see if I can find one of these on my phone. It like pisses me off. It's always it's the person and then explores this. Person dives into. Person navigates through. It's always worded in the same exact way. It just annoys me. Tomodachi Life reused cutscenes. Do you want to talk about AI? I feel like we've probably had a lot of AI rants, but to me it's like it's just so shoehorned into everything when it's like it should have this very small specific set of uses that is not that big a deal to most people, but instead it's like they just put it in everything and it's so unnecessary like 90% of the time. Like, I can see, like, some stuff... I could see AI being useful for some stuff, like... editing, or, like, some, like, modeling stuff, I don't know. Some, like, really specific things that are... just repetitive, annoying to do. I don't know. It's just so silly. Data analysis. Yeah, I don't really know much about that, but that's probably a good example. It's just like so much things just added in to be like, oh, it's the future. Look, we have like AI stuff that's buzzword. Buy your things. And like I can't. I feel like you can't really even buy things without having it in nowadays. Like, I don't want all these features on my phone, but it's just in there because you can't escape it. GG's Haley Starshine, Jack of Spades, UV Duck, Crow by the Blue Lake, and Hates Me. Honestly, even some, like, silly stuff, like... Remember, like, Sponge AI? That shit was funny. Like, most of it's so, like, just exhaustingly annoying and pointless, it feels. And at this point, like, even... I don't know. Even, like, silly stuff is kind of, like, annoying a lot of the times. I think I found that funny because it was, like, new at the time. Neural networks for medicine. Yeah, I guess a lot of the times, like... the term gets a bit misused, too. Because even I'm a bit confused about what it entirely encapsulates now sometimes. I feel like it just gets thrown into, like, everything. I think AI was funnier when it was, like, more broken and shitty, honestly. It's just, like, boring now. That's probably a big part of it. Also, yeah, a lot of it is not even... Like, how is it intelligent? It's also just so weird to me how, like... How are they making money with this? Most of the time? Like, sure, you got some people paying for... the premium... I don't know, there's like a premium ChatGPT or some shit. But most of the time it's just shoved into everything, like, and I'm not paying to see, like, Google summaries and shit, it just happens. So like it's like the point is to make people more used to it or something, so it's worth all their investments? I don't know. I don't really understand it a whole lot. What the whole idea is behind putting it in everything for free. Yeah, but like, if they start locking behind AI summaries behind a paywall, good, I'm not paying for it. Go ahead and do that. Then I'll be free. You have to pay premium to not see them. Oh no. That's how they get you. That'd be so silly. That's just like... That reminds me of like mobile ads. Mobile games nowadays where it's like... They make the product shit intentionally, so you have to pay to make it, like, playable. Like, let's add in things that make... You can only play 3 levels per day. Let's invent new ways to make the game suck, so people pay money. GG's Rainy, Hunter's March from Silksong, UV Duck, Cat Ninja, and Midnight, a Random Banana. Yeah, Cut the Rope 2 is like... It's my big experience with that type of shit, but I know it's all over the mobile game market, which is why I do not play mobile games usually. Except for the fact I'm becoming a mobile game streamer, because I'm playing Where's My Water. I played like 5 Cut the Rope games. But yeah, mobile gaming got destroyed because I don't know why. People just tolerate horrible practices on there. I don't know how it happens, specifically with mobile games. Like, I guess there's just more like passive mobile gamers. Like, when it's people... When you make like a Steam game, like, you're gonna be... It's gonna be with people who are more accustomed to the gaming industry and stuff, and they're gonna tolerate less, I guess? I don't know. Like, how do they get away with it? Because it's all kids? It's just crazy to me how much they can treat their players like shit and not have like a billion people complaining and just never playing their game. Because it's like... I don't know. When you do... Even when like big AAA games come out and have like all these like microtransactions and stuff, people always like review bomb it and they hate the game and they're like, this sucks. Remove this shit. But mobile games is just like, it's the normal. It's the norm pretty much. And it didn't start like that either, because really old mobile games used to be like a lot more to me, I felt like they're very similar to old Flash games as well, where they were like barely monetized. They were just like fun little games people made. And maybe they'd like add some way to like pay a bunch of money, a bit of money, or like a sequel would be paid or something. I don't know. It didn't used to be so terrible. And now there's like huge audiences for these like gacha games that are just monetized in the worst gambly way ever. I have like Balatro on my phone. I have some like shitty Picross game that was free. And then I have like, I'll play like Wordle, and that's about it. I'm sure there's some decent ones, decent games out there, but you're not gonna find them like on the store, because it just recommends a bunch of shit. Slice and dice. But yeah, if y'all know any like good Android games, actually good ones, feel free to let me know. I'm sure they're out there, it's just, it's so over saturated with horribly over monetized stuff. Magikarp Jump, I used to play that at my old job. That was on my iPod, I think. That was my jam. Peggle's on phone? Unite? Unite is over monetized dog shit too. And you know what? They got me to play again because they released the bird. I'm just gonna play for a little bit. Okay. They released Quackable. I just wanted to try them. I hadn't played all year. I was like over 6 months clean of that game. GG's Webmaster, Nerfbell, Nestus, Draconic Spectres, and the Bean Man Rises. I broke my sobriety, I did. I'm not buying any skins though, never again. But yeah, they released like a bunch more, so I was like, I want to play Quackable and probably Vaporeon, but I'm kind of just trying to save up for Vaporeon with in-game stuff, and that's probably going to take way too long, so I don't know. I don't know if I'll get to play Vaporeon. I did always want to play them though, but they released while I was pissed off with the game and I had it uninstalled. I still find the game fun is the problem. The actual gameplay is fun, it's just... the way it's monetized now is even worse than it used to be, and... like, unlocking characters is way harder. And... I don't know, they put you in a bunch of bot matches all the time, it's kind of annoying. They never changed that. They're like, oh, you haven't played the game in a while? Well, every other match is gonna be against bots, because you haven't played in a while. Clearly that will get you back into the game. Great system. I literally, like, complained to them about it. I sent them on their feedback. I was like, can you stop this? Like, I don't want to do this. And they're like, we'll send it to our team. Thank you for playing the game. And like 7 months after that, when I gave up the game, I play again, it's the same shit. They still do it. Yeah, they didn't read that shit. I'm surprised there's not more people complaining to them about that, though. Because to me, that's the worst part of the whole game, apart from the monetization. Is how much they put you in bot matches. Because, like, even if you're not a returning player, if you lose enough in a row, it just puts you in a bot match. Because it's like, oh, you suck. We're gonna help you win a match for free. So I do not recommend the game at all, by the way. Don't play it. We're talking about Pokemon Unite. What's my total hours in the game? Okay, this is unfair, because it used to not be as bad, okay? It wasn't as bad. It didn't used to have the returning player thing. It didn't you used to be able to save up for characters with in-game currency a lot faster. It was fun for the first few years, which is where the vast majority of my, like, 1,200 hours comes from, okay? So you can't say I'm like, I wasn't hate playing all that time. I wasn't. Oh, the peg got you. Yes, I am the Steam reviewer who has over 1,000 hours and says not recommended, but I would have recommended it back in the day. I used to stream it sometimes. It just went to shit. Because the gameplay is still fun, and like, my main thing with that game was always, well, apart from I like playing as silly Pokemon, it's just really chill. It's like competitive, but it's not like, I don't know what the word is. You don't have to like be insanely good to have fun. You can just, it's like a lot more chill. And every match is like 10 minutes. It's not going to be like an hour-long match you're trapped in with a bunch of annoying teammates. It's just like chill. So that's why I liked it so much. And it's hard to find games like that. GG's, Midnight Random Banana, Kaipuma, UV Duck, Moonshade, and Imprisoned Eternal. Favorite Pokemon? I'm always like changing my mind. I'm bad at settling on one Pokemon. I'm definitely biased towards Quacklevel right now, but you know, Lucario's up there from me maining him in Smash. Goodra, Vaporeon. Cramorant is like a silly pick that I really like. I just think it's really funny when it's just really fun to play as and very silly. I like when they really like, sometimes they really give Pokemon like personalities and how they like move and act and stuff. And how they are in like the anime, which I don't really watch the anime, but I always see like clips. But then I also get attached, like, if I play them in a game, and they carry my team, or, like, I play them in Unite and they're really fun or something. I always get a bit more attached as well. Cinderace Lucario. I've seen a lot of videos of that. I haven't actually seen the anime, but I have seen a lot of those two interacting. Just through clips. Sledding game. Oh, we still haven't done a sledding game full release stream. Okay, y'all, when I'm back from break, we should do sledding game and Ultimate Chicken Horse, because that got an update as well. That I wanted to do. We'll do a viewer stream. It is still getting updated. They made a sequel that sucked, that I didn't get. But then they're still updating the original. They added like new maps and stuff. I'm really sad the sequel sucked. Because that's one of the best multiplayer games ever made. I don't know how they fumbled the sequel so bad. I think it sucks. That's my opinion. The demo was like one of the least fun times I've had with a game. And it didn't look very much different on release. Most disappointing sequel? I mean, that's definitely one that I just said. I don't know. If that even counts as a sequel. I feel like it does. Mario Strikers Battle League was terrible, even though Strikers Charged was like one of my favorite games. That was super disappointing. I gave up on Mario sports games entirely after that. I'm not getting any of them. I mean, like, the golf one was okay, but it was like... This is just an okay game for, like, 90 bucks. I didn't really play that much. And then Strikers was actual shit. And it's like, I don't want to buy any more of these, even though I used to love the Mario sports games in GameCube era. There's some really good ones. I mean, Strikers Charge and Toadstool Tour, Mario Golf Toadstool Tour are two of my favorite games, so... It's like, I wish I could play stuff like that again. But they just don't make them the same. Dead Quish, thanks for the prime. It's kind of like the new... It's all very similar problems, like with the new Switch Sports, and they're making a sequel to that apparently. But Switch Sports was so like... It was so similar to the Mario sports games. I didn't actually buy it. But it looked exactly the same, where it's like, there's just so much less content. There's like, slightly more online. And they try to just... The online isn't even that interesting, and they try to just be like, oh, there's online, so it's like... You don't need all these single-player side modes and all that they used to have. But like, that's what made it fun, is having all those side modes and having like, actual interesting things to do, like... Instead, they're like, oh, we have to have a story mode that's like the slowest paced thing ever, and there's a bunch of dialogue. It's like, no. Why do you need that? GG's Mystery Mr., Slivat, Nessus, Crow by the Blue Lake, and Alpneox. Like, the Mario Golf story mode was like so bad. It's so boring. It's just this, like... It kind of reminds me of some Pokemon games. Like, you know the start of Pokemon games where it's like... It's just tutorials all the time and like, very slow paced. It's just, it was that like for the whole thing. Except, like, at least in Pokemon, sometimes there's some interesting characters and stuff. As well. I don't know. I'm pissed at Mario sports games nowadays. I miss the old ones. I might stream Toadstool Tour at some point. I think that'd be fun. That's a banger game. Best sequel? I think I liked Ori 2 more than Ori 1. So that's a really good sequel. I mean, obviously Silk Song's a good sequel, but I like the original more. It's a personal thing. But I wouldn't say it was a bad sequel at all. It's not out yet. Portal 2, that is a really good sequel. Too bad Portal 3 will never happen. Dark Souls 3. Sorry, I'm a Dark Souls 1 enjoyer. Nothing will ever be as iconic as Dark Souls 1. There's some shit that's annoying in that game, but like, I don't know, I feel like it does the formula the best. And the world design is so good. Okay, this map does not know who's in first. Favorite Dark Souls boss? A lot of the Dark Souls 1 DLC bosses are really cool, like Artorias and the dragon. Is it Calamite? I mean, if we count Elden Ring had some amazing ones. The lightning dragon in Elden Ring. You can tell I like dragons. That fight was awesome. Facitisax. I don't know any of their names though, they all have crazy names. Mario Maker 2. If only Mario Maker 2 had like, didn't have the laggiest online of all time, it would... That would be nice. I didn't end up playing that one as much as the first one, but I think that's just because it was very similar. And I had already spent a lot of time making levels in the first one. Did everyone just die at the end there? They didn't hit the end? What? GG's Dravyoshi, Key, Matthew Folk, Nessus, and 1,000 Flittering Wings. Cut the Rope 2, best sequel. Hollow Knight is the best sequel to Hungry Knight. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I prefer when a studio makes like an entirely new game a lot of the times, but yeah. There's still some good sequels out there. And that's like a... You know, I understand why they do it, because it already has the recognition of the name. So it's like... pretty much gonna get a bunch of people to just buy it. Off that alone. That being said, I'd like to announce Lost Call 2. Are we done Lost Call 1 yet? No, but we're already announcing a sequel. It's just like Garten of Banban. There's gonna be 7 Lost Call games. And all of them are gonna take 10 years to make. It's gonna be a horror game. Is there 14 Banbans now? They're multiplying. I think with Lost Call, the most I would do is probably a DLC. Because I have other game ideas I would want to do. I don't know if I'm ever going to do sequels. I do have an idea for a DLC for Last Call. It would be like post-game after the towers. Ranked speedrun mode. Branches to branches to. It would just be called branches to branches. It would work. That actually could be cool. But nobody knows about that game. It's barely anyone knows about it. Thing is, if I remade that game, it probably wouldn't look that much better. Because it's not like I've gotten amazing at art or anything. It would probably look the same. I would just fix some glitches. I would have to remake the whole thing though, because I lost the files. Or not the whole thing. Better than most remasters. Most remasters add glitches, you're right. And performance issues. GG's Elephant, Seacourt Jester, Gooby, Nakota, Zane, and the Bean Man Rises. Once again. The blood moon rises once again, Link. Sorry, someone said Breath of the Wild in chat. That's like the most iconic line in the game. Seven. One final round. Oh, it isn't. Rivali Scale is now ready. I used to play that game on like the TV, and it would be like, the Rose Protection is ready to roll, and it'd be like, Nifa's Grace is now ready. Anyone else experience this? Like, you could not hear that shit, but then Daruk screams in your ear. Like, it probably is the same, not on the TV, but it was like, it's amplified. I tried Ultra Kill. I have Ultra Kill. I was gonna stream it at some point. I will at some point when I have enough brain cells to handle hyper-active game. I'm usually too chill for that. Whatever, who cares about backseaters? It will age me 10 years. Well, that won't be good, because then I'll almost be 40. Old. You thought I'm 45. I'm definitely not. I'm still sub 30 for now. That's how you tell your age in speedrun speak. The age PV. Yeah, it still can't beat my HPV of 0. I don't think it's ever gonna happen. The perfect cycle? I suck. Wow! Well, Rainy hit the perfect cycle. Scurry 2 will have a better chance. Quit Rivals and pivot to Street Fighter? Is that what old people play Street Fighter? Is that a thing? I don't feel like any traditional fighters I would suck. What do you mean I can't just like jump around like a maniac? Spamming buttons. GG's Rainy, me, 1,000 flittering wings. You tube is pain, true. And Nest 6. Majority of the top players are 30 plus. Yeah, I don't know. I like doing competitive stuff sometimes, but I've definitely been doing less nowadays. You know, like I was really into speedrunning for a while, but I haven't really had much drive to do that. So I'm not really sure how much competitive stuff I'll be doing, really. Alright, good night, Anonaga. Getting into competitive Rivals 1. I'd be like more scared of Rivals 1 just because like, I feel like everyone who's still playing that is probably insane, but I'm sure there's some people who aren't too crazy. But yeah, I already got enough of these characters in Rivals 2, I don't want to fight them in 1 again. Let's take a break from fighting Claren in Rivals 2 to fight Claren in Rivals 1. Have I tried Deadlock? I still have not tried it yet, no. I've been intimidated by how... I don't know, it just seems like there's a lot to learn. And you know I'm bad at learning things. I'm reading instead. Y'all know that. I want, like, simple games. Mostly. I'm sure I could get into something like that, but... it's just intimidating, so I'd never do. Didn't I play on this level already? Whatever. Hop on Monster Hunter World. never played Iceborne. Or Wilds. I guess they're both W. I played like 40 something hours of Wilds and then I kind of dropped it. I'm not as into Monster Hunter as I used to be. I played so much more of 3 and 4. Like compared to World or Wilds. Nowadays I'm mostly like, ooh, cool monster, I like them. And then I fight them like 3 times and I'm like, alright, I'm good. Maybe I'll get a couple cool armor sets. But I don't really want to grind the same thing over and over again anymore. Because that's what I did. In 3, I got like every armor set, I got like all these different kits. Like I would play Bowgun, I had like a whole separate armor set for Bowgun. And it took way longer to get armor sets in that one. I would just grind it like crazy. But I guess like after doing that for 2 Monster Hunter games, getting really into them, it's like, it's a bit harder to be interested anymore. I think Wilds had had the most fun combat. It was just inevitable that I would get a bit bored of it. Like, I know some people were like, that game is stupid and is bad. But I really enjoyed it for the time I played it. I just didn't... It's just more so like I didn't really want to grind it so much. And I guess there wasn't really a whole... I didn't really feel like there was much reason to grind it, because you get armor so much faster. So, I don't know. GG Seacourt Jester, Fly Sky, James, Humo, and October Limp. But yeah, I'm sure if I went back to 3, if I went back to Monster Hunter Tri, I would probably be like, this game is so annoying, you have to like grind things, you have to go out into the wild and like collect whetstones. Frick this. But it was really cool when it came out, and I got really obsessed with that game. That's like, I don't know how much hours I put into it, but it's one of my most played games, I think. You have to go collect whetstones, you have to go collect herbs and blue mushrooms, and then honey. So you could create potions, because you couldn't like buy potions. I don't think you could. Maybe in like high rank. But I remember I frequently would have to go out and like go into the wild and collect shit. Dead Cells. I did stream it once, I didn't get into it a whole lot. I think I got a bit tilted when I was like destroying everything and it felt like I was invincible, and then suddenly the final boss obliterated me. And I was like, okay. That's kind of discouraging. Like, I get it when it's like, oh, it gets harder as it, you know... I'm starting to understand the slow burn roguelike style a bit more. I spent like almost 40 hours trying to beat every character in Slay the Spire 2, and it was very rewarding to finally do it. But when it feels like you're invincible and then suddenly on a flip of a switch you can't beat anything, it's like, it feels a bit unbalanced. But I will say I was a bit less knowledgeable of that kind of style of game where you're intended to lose like over and over again and slowly gain the skill. Whereas I kind of get that a bit more now. Still not my favorite style, but I can see how it works. Is Surf's up for the Wii? Good. I'm sure it's a masterpiece. I don't even have to play it to know. Haven't played it yet? Classic. Battle for Bikini Bottom, that's actually a banger. I had that on the GameCube. That donkey video is one of my favorite videos. I love it. Classic. Classic. Haven't played it yet. Classic. And then he just starts like pulling up random game collection videos on YouTube. It's so funny. My other favorite donkey video is the Sonic R, where he's just on the title screen for like 5 minutes. GG's Hungry Aussie, Ramsey, Deadquish, Humo, and Fried Rice-Rick. I had Sonic R as a kid. I have good memories of playing that. It's one of my few PC games, along with this like Magic School Bus game, where you could, every kid had like a different level, and one of them was like this platforming level in space. That was one of my favorite games. We had that. I had like 2 Sonic games. But yeah, the Sonic R soundtrack is crazy. The game kinda sucks, but those are some bangers. Living in the city. I don't know if I liked the soundtrack as much when I was a kid. I might have played like on mute a lot. I don't really remember having much of a reaction to the soundtrack. But like nowadays, I'm like, this is a frickin' bop. Maybe I didn't have good taste. You know what happened to me as a kid? So, my parents would just like, my music taste was limited to what my parents would play for us. And does anyone even know who this is anymore? They had Shania Twain was one of our CDs we had. So I was like, this is my favorite music. I love Shania Twain. And then I got made fun of it at school. So I pretended I didn't like it. And it altered the course of my life. Because it was like, you can't listen to that as a guy. And then I was easily influenced, so I just like stopped listening to it. Canon event. I very much didn't want anyone to think I was weird or anything, so I would just like do what people... Like if someone said something I did was weird, I'd be like, okay. That is now removed from my entire existence. Which is like unfortunate, but that's just how it was for me as a kid, I guess. Unguys. Yeah, I should. Okay. Transitions. That also just... I really was unaware of a lot of uh, LGBT stuff as a kid. Like, it just wasn't really present in my school much at all. Like, I just had a bit of smaller schools, and like, it was just... It just wasn't as prevalent back then. Or accepted. Because, you know, I'm old. So I really didn't really know about much of that stuff until a lot later. I remember we'd learn about, like, gay people in high school. I still don't think I knew really about trans people in, like, in high school even. At least not, like, officially. Like, I think there was like a webcomic I read with someone who was like that. It would like sometimes show up in shows occasionally. But it was kind of like this vague concept for a long time. Gay people class. I think we had like a psychology class, and I don't know, there was some lesson just about like different stuff like that. But it didn't really go in much depth. Yeah, it sucks because like back then it was like, I mean, I'm sure sometimes nowadays too, especially with some certain people who are like big in the media nowadays, but used to always be like, you know, oh, I don't know, you're bad at sports or something, that's gay. And it was like this insulting thing that like, that was probably my introduction to that concept of that word, was as an insult. GG's, Draconic Spectres, Midnight Urana Banana, Dead Quish, Contrip, and Leo Lemon. Yeah, it sucks how much like religion can clash with that sometimes. Like, how much from a lot of religions are just like, someone at some point just decided to put this in the book and have it as one of the... A lot of it, I think, is like people interpreting it. Because a lot of times it's like, it's kind of vague, old language or whatever, and they'll be like, this is what this means. It means hate these people. But yeah. Tis unfortunate. This is curvy music? This goes crazy. Yo, what is this from? Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. This song is crazy. It just like completely shifted vibes mid-song. Twitter clip of King DDD getting chased by a Hydra. No, I haven't seen that. But yeah, it's like I'm pretty glad that there's a lot more representation in media nowadays, because I just felt like it was just so... You would barely get it when I was younger. And it just makes... When you, like... It makes that kind of stuff so much more confusing, because you don't really understand. You're like, oh, this is like... I don't know, it's just like these vague concepts of like... There's some people that are like this or whatever, I don't know. I think it helps a lot just to even be able to have characters that are like that in shows and stuff. Full of giant marbles. Yeah, a lot of indie games have helped a lot with that. Even like really old indie games, I don't know how much of that was in really old indie games, like... I feel like that became a lot more prevalent, like, in the 2010s and later. Especially like late 2010s. GG's Key, me, Crowby Blue Lake, HFR Noob, and Slivot. Alright chat, final race. I'm getting hungry. Last one for today. Whenever this race gets banned. Like what the earliest indie games I played were like Super Meat Boy. I don't know, there were some like some games on Xbox Live Arcade I'm trying to think of. I actually I didn't play Fez when it came out. I'm trying to think of like, I mean, Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet was pretty early. I played that one, obviously. I actually have a hard time thinking of like the really old indie games I played. I would need to maybe look at my Xbox or something. Or maybe my really old Steam games. I didn't play Braid either. I did watch Indie Game the movie though. That was like a big source of inspiration to me back in the day. Oh, the bus. I think Xbox was my main introduction to indie games. I don't know. I probably played... I think it was mostly like Flash games. But I do remember installing I Want to Be the Guy and never getting anywhere. Pretty early. But it was a lot of like, just like Nintendo and Flash and browser games until I got my Xbox, and then I feel like I got Steam after Xbox, probably. Minecraft. I mean, I did play Minecraft pretty early. Oh, there might have been some really old WiiWare games. I know there was this game where you had to defend your castle from like stick figures. That was probably an indie game. Probably a few. Conjure gets banned. That's when you win. It's like, isn't it like your second win ever, and it was when we're joking about banning someone? That's pretty funny. Chat, when I played Hollow Knight for the first time, I probably told this a bunch of times, but I was playing it at like 15 FPS or something, like 20 FPS. It was so bad. Maybe it wasn't that bad, but it was like very stuttery. Because it was old unoptimized Hollow Knight on my laptop, and it was so bad that I had to like wait until I got a PC to play the rest of it. But you know, I eventually did play the rest of it, if you didn't know. GG's Contra, Midnight, A Random Banana, Nakota Zane, T, and Quirrell by Lulik again. Quirrell getting lots of Marvel's top 5s today. Alright, chat. Thanks for watching today. I hope you enjoyed. I'm probably going to be on a bit of a break for like a week or so. Just because I've been a bit tired lately. I want to maybe see if taking a little bit of time off helps with that. Kind of maybe fix my sleep schedule a little bit, but I don't think it'll be a very long break. Plays video games for a living. Alright, now I'll throw a raid to Fireborn, who's doing an archipelago for trans empowerment projects. So go support that if you can. I'll see you all in like a week or so. Alright, see you next time everyone. Goodbye!